Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Notice no one really walked around at all to stretch your legs. How are you today? Thank you all for coming. Let's see. Anyone has any questions? Feel free to ask questions, okay, anytime. If, as usual, if you don't have any questions, I will go to discussing the Song Enlightenment as written by the great Master YongHua. He is considered to be his so-called the seventh patriarch, Chinese patriarch. So it's a very, very famous work about Chan. And so you can learn a lot from it. All right, so we are barely started. We have, yes, yellow.
A Di Đà Phật. Dạ, thưa thầy, con xin có câu hỏi về ngồi thiền. Nếu mà trong lúc ngồi thiền có những cái cảnh giới tốt nó hiện ra thì mình không để ý tới nó, nhưng mà nó cứ những cái lần khác nó cũng cứ trở lại như vậy hoài, thì như vậy có phải là sự tự nhiên hay là do mình chấp trước ạ? A Di Đà Phật.
No translation today.
Hello, can you hear me? Master, I have a question that when we meditate, and then there will be some state that arise, and if it's the good state, and then we don't pay attention, I don't pay attention to it, but then it will keep coming back and it keep arise. So is that a natural thing, or is that because of my attachment?
Can you be more specific, like what kind of good states are we talking about? Thank you.
A Di Đà Phật. Thí dụ như có khi con ngồi đó, thì thấy chung quanh mình đó, thì nó như là ánh trăng sáng. Ánh trăng, mặc dầu bữa đó không có trăng, nhưng mà ngồi thì thấy cái màu sáng của nó như là ánh trăng, nó phủ khắp hết. Rồi con không để ý tới nó, thì hoặc là khi con khởi niệm thì nó hết. Nhưng mà sau đó thì cái ánh trăng đó nó cũng thường trở lại. Và con cũng tiếp tục không để ý, nhưng mà con không biết tại sao nó trở lại hoài như vậy. Và có khi mà trở lại cũng thời gian rất là lâu, thưa thầy.
So, for example, that when I meditate and then I see that there will be like the moonlight, even though outside there's no moon, but I will see the light of the moon shining and then cover everywhere around. And then at first I don't pay attention, I ignore it, but then that kind of state will keep coming back. And then sometimes it it drags for a long time. So I don't know why does it keep coming back.
Okay. When you meditate, it's natural to have different states, what we call different states. That is something you experience, whether it's visions, whether it's sound, whether it's feelings. So all sorts of states will occur, and some are good, some are bad. Some bad states occur, like pain. Anyone have that problem? And quite often for some people, you see, it's not uncommon for many people to see lights. So in her case, she saw some lights, like that's yellow Okay, so that's why she feels like light from the moon and so forth, but today it's daytime. So how can that be moonlight? So I think it's just she's sleeping, no? No, I'm kidding. It's not common for you to, as you meditate, you see lights. It's common. You're seeing lights with different set of eyes. It's not the regular eyes you see because your eyes are closed, right? And if you open your regular eyes, you see darkness. But on the contrary, you saw some yellow light, so it's from a different, what we call spiritual eyes that you saw that. So it's not uncommon for you, when you meditate, to open spiritual eyes. It's not hallucination. It's quite commonplace. Okay, and you also said that as you mind move, meaning that is a technical word for when you strike up a thought, then the light disappeared, right? And that is because when your mind is still, the eye will open, and then you can see light, you have vision, you can see things, and then when you strike up a thought, then the eyes will close. So the light disappears. And you sit a little bit further and your mind becomes still again. And so your eyes open again, you can see things again. So it's not uncommon for people when they meditate to see things. And don't pay attention to it. It's a normal occurrence. It's just like when you open those eyes, there are 5 spiritual eyes. Okay, 5 different kind of eyes. There's something called flesh eye, where you can see things that further away. And when your eyes are closed, all of a sudden you see. I saw the bánh tét in the store. I was going to that store to buy some bánh tét. I was driving, and all of a sudden I saw the bánh tét. I was there, exactly the same thing. So you see, it arises naturally because sometimes the want is so intense. You say, today I'm going to have some bánh tét. So I saw the bánh tét I was about to buy. Bánh tét, for those of you who don't know, is a Vietnamese thing, New Year thing, where it's around like a big sausage, I don't know. Okay, and you wrap it, and it takes about 14 hours to cook. So very few, normally people don't cook it anymore. And so it's not uncommon, it's called flesh eye. And then another eye you have is called heavenly eye, where now you can see things that are in the heavens and see things in the hells. You see, for example, you see heavenly beings. You see things in the heaven. You see heavenly palaces. Okay, so it's called heavenly eyes. You see up in the skies and down in below in the hells and so forth. And another set of eye is the what's it called? Wisdom eye. Okay, that's a little bit higher level. So the first 2 eyes are very common, and the third eye is the wisdom eye. Is when you reach a certain level, and you will open that eye. And then the next eye is the Dharma eye. That's even a much higher level. And then finally, there's an eye called the Buddha eye, where you can see anything you want. Anywhere in the universe, you can see it. Okay, so as we meditate, these eyes are open and close, open and close. This is a natural thing. Don't be attached to it. the problem with people who meditate, for many people who meditate, is that they experience that and then they become enamored and they got so excited, they like it. So they start using the eyes and look, oh, look at that. Look at what the Christian God is doing. Oh, they taught he is celibate. Actually, he has so many wives, 10,000 of them. Anyone interested? Okay? So you see those things. And look down and say, oh, that's my mother down there. Or my late mother, I mean. And so forth. And my neighbor, and that monk who died recently, like a few months ago, he's down there. So it's not uncommon for you to see those things. And so people become excited and say, oh, wow, this is such a good state, that they start using the eye and they start looking and looking and looking. And that's called an attachment. And that's why a lot of people who meditate, they become greedy to have such abilities, and they get in trouble. My master YongHua says, it's like you open the TV and you watch TV all day because you use those eyes and keep on looking and looking and looking. Okay? And it's an attachment, and that will make these people stop progressing because they're too busy looking. They become attached to what they can see. In your case, it's not an attachment. Those things happen naturally, and it's a good thing that you are aware of the disadvantages of having attachments and being attached to those states. So there's no problem at all. Okay, those states, as a word of caution, they happen naturally. It's nothing to be greedy about. Those abilities, those special occasions are there, and eventually, as you become more skilled, you will naturally develop them, and they become very stable. You can open them as you wish. You can open those eyes as you wish, at will. Okay, as you meditate a little bit, and you enter samadhi, and then you open those eyes. And so it's a natural thing. For us, we keep on stressing to you that don't be attached, don't look forward to those things. The things wouldn't happen naturally, because the most dangerous thing is that people become attached to those visions, and they become greedy. They become curious. They say, what's happening to my neighbor in Australia? My neighbor moved to Australia. What is he doing now? So they open their eyes and look in Australia. So instead of meditating, they watch TV. In other words, it's a lot cheaper to pay for Netflix or YouTube Premium or whatever. Okay. You can watch it any time. There's no point meditating and watch TV. Meditation is supposed to help you open your wisdom and help you clear your head and open your wisdom in order to be able to solve your problems better. Life is increasingly more stressful, more challenging, more overwhelming. And child meditation helps you develop the skill to be able to better cope with them. Okay, it's a skill. It's a lifelong skill that will help you develop the ability to solve your problems so much better. Okay, the nature of human existence is that we get overwhelmed. We are inundated with outside data through our five sense organs. The hearing, you keep on hearing. As I was meditating earlier, I heard like somebody crying. Anyone? And so instead of meditating, I said, what happened? Are we torturing someone again? You see, so we are distracted constantly by the sounds, by the sights, by the smell. I also was smelling lunch. Do you realize it? They're cooking lunch right now. And so we constantly are bombarded with external data, and the mind gets overwhelmed. And not only just data, but also all the people are stressing us out. They have expectations of us. They dump their stress, their frustrations on us. So life, like it or not, is increasingly more overwhelming. And unless you find a way for your mind to reset and to clear it, you will become overwhelmed, you become stressed out, and you become paralyzed, and you can't solve your problems. You go crazy, you get depressed. That's just the way it is. So that's why Chan meditation is what I consider to be a critical life skill that enables you to live life better, to live life in control, to be in control of your life. Because you can be stressed out. You're going to go into some crisis. Okay? And when that happens, you will always have the ability to go back to that skill that you developed by crossing your legs and let the mind calm down, okay? So that you can better cope. In particular, one thing that is very important in life is the concept of recovery. What makes a person better is his or her ability to recover when he or she is in trouble, when he or she is hurt. We all get hurt. We all make mistakes. We all get in trouble. What differentiates us is the ability to recover more quickly. You ever watch a ballet dancer? How graceful, how beautiful the dancer is? You know, the beauty of that dance, of the ballet dance, is that the virtuosity of the dancer is that the dancer is constantly, most of the time a dancer is out of balance. Right? It's out of balance. They're constantly out of balance. Okay? And the beauty of the dance is that they're out of balance, and yet they recover and then continue and get out of balance again, recover. And that's what makes it beautiful, is because you're able to recover. Okay? Yeah. So I love to watch the ballet because you see how difficult it is, the impossible things they can do with their bodies, or they can make their arms flutter as if it's no effort at all. That's impossible, okay, for ordinary people. But what's amazing to me is that the ability to recover when they're out of balance. Okay? And that's Chan right there. It's very Chan-like. We're out of balance constantly, yet with Chan, we recover that quickly. When we realize we're out of balance, if you have real Chan skills, you can recover just as quickly as you're aware of. YouTube question.
From T.S. Geppetto, I'm doing full lotus daily for 3 weeks now. I'm at 1 hour and 17 minutes per sit. Something has been troubling me. My flawed states, they have become much less frequent and I'm much more calm and positive. But when they do come, they are much more intense, almost scary intense. Are there ways to redirect concentration power to not let it channel through the flawed states?
The what state?
Flawed states.
What's the flawed
Meaning,
state?
when he's afflicted, it's stronger now.
What's the
He's
flawed
calmer. He's more calm and positive, but when he's afflicted, it's more intense, almost scary intense. So are there ways to redirect the concentration power to not let it channel through when he's afflicted?
Is there a way to rechannel them? Well, yes, there is. Don't get afflicted. And that's why you develop the skills. Another aspect of Chan meditation is, all monk, pay attention, enhance awareness. You become aware of your mental states a lot quicker as you become more skilled. Okay? Especially people who are advanced skills, who have advanced skills, okay? Their awareness of their afflictions is much more heightened, so that when we become aware that we are afflicted, we can stop instantaneously. Okay? Life is about being aware of your afflictions for us and our skills. You develop skills so that you are aware of the afflictions first, especially old monks like him, people who have skills, okay? Their cultivation now focuses on the awareness of the earlier detection of the afflictions. So at their skill level, like this old monk here, when he's aware of his affliction, I tested him so many times. I said, hey, you angry? And he said, oh yeah, you're right. Okay. You tense? Yep. See, he can stop immediately. Like yesterday, when was it? At lunch? No, at breakfast. We sat down at Denise, the French restaurant. Okay, because Carl Jr. didn't have non-meat stuff. So we sat down, and besides we have some Korean guests, so we impressed them a little bit. We have class. And so it's the only time I took them out it's been a long time. So we sat down and ordered stuff, and then while we were waiting, he sat there. I said, "What are you? Relax. There's no problem right now. Why are you like this?" And immediately, he relaxed instantaneously. The point is that to the YouTube question, when you, at this stage here, he started only like recently, and now his concentration has increased, meaning that his sitting in full lotus really has been very painful for him, okay? You don't have to answer me, okay? So that's why his concentration increased very quickly, and naturally, with concentration, everything else is amplified, meaning that when he's angry, he's angrier than before. But similarly, when he's happy, he's happier than before as well. Huh? When he's kind, he's kinder than before as well. Someone told me recently, well, when he's in love, he loves his wife more than before as well. Don't look. Okay? So everything is amplified because your mind is stronger. So naturally, when you get angry, you're angrier than before. When you're happy, you're happier than before. When you tense, you're tenser than before. You see that? We become stronger. Our muscles are bigger. Okay, so we have more power to do things. We can lift things heavier. So when the mind is stronger, everything is amplified. And therefore, with that, you develop through this Chan training here the ability to heighten that awareness so that you're able to cut off the negative things, the unwanted karma you create with your mind. So when you're aware that you are angry, do not allow it to become intense. At his level, for example, the old monk's level, as soon as he's aware of, is building up, whoop, you can cut it off right there. So it never peaks, okay? And you allow it to become angry, okay? You allow it to become intense and gets its maximum when you want to punish someone and beat up on someone. That happens. It never happens to me because I'm kind and sweet and gentle. Okay? So that's the beauty of the skill set right there. Okay, so he said, it becomes more intense. You ain't seen nothing yet, is the answer. Continue to sit longer and develop the skills, and it will get even more intense. And because of that, naturally, you arise, you wish to learn to control the intensity, and that will happen naturally. So he's on the right track, nothing to worry about. Did I answer your question about the yellow light? Well, in her case, the yellow light is a natural thing.
Con cảm ơn thầy.
If it happens, it happens. If you see things, you see things. You're going to see more than that. You're going to see the heavens. You're going to see things. You can see strange visions. You can see ghosts. You can see gods. You can see demons. You can see all sorts of things. You can see dragons and so forth. Okay, it's natural. Don't worry about it. Attachment or not doesn't matter. Okay, it's just visions. They're nothing. It's just like watching TV. It doesn't matter. All right? So if you see things, ignore them. You don't see things, ignore it. It doesn't matter. Just sit there, which is a very difficult thing to do because you can never sit there quietly. Things always happen in here, right? And that's natural. Just learn to ignore it. Isn't that beautiful? That you simply sit there and all these things pop up and you learn to ignore them. You put them down and say, oh, there we go again. Oh, there we go again. Just ignore them. That's all. Okay. Yes, Orange.
Master, are there any situations where you could use the things you see to do good, or you are supposed to be always ignore them?
Good point. Very good. The objective of Chan training invariably is to learn to sit there and do nothing. Is that clear? It's so difficult. It sounds so simple, and yes, it's one of the most difficult things to do. Look at yourself. You're moving right now. As you're sitting, you're moving. Yes? Why are you moving? because you have thoughts in your heads. That's why you're moving. If you have no thought in your head, you won't be moving at all. Oh, I'm achy. What happened to my back? Okay. My shoulder is stiff now. I'm too tense. You see? So you're moving constantly and you cannot help yourself. You want to be in control of your life, and yet you cannot control your own body. You cannot control your mind. Then how can you possibly be in control of your life? You can't. And so you learn to sit still, and you learn to recognize these thoughts arise, and you learn to deal with those thoughts so that they don't arise again. And as you progress, those thoughts will stop arising. It's a natural evolution. In particular, as you develop concentration power at any level, if you have any concentration power at all, naturally you will have these visions. Okay? The difference is that at different levels, the visions become bigger or become more precise. That's all. You can see further, you can see clearer, you can see more. Okay? But the visions occur at all different levels. For example, it's some people who keep on telling me they can see this and see ghosts and see Master. There's some ghosts walking out that altar right there in your Buddha hall. I said, where? And so these people keep on looking around. Look at that. Hey, there's a Bodhisattva one yin right there, floating in the air in your Buddha hall, Master, and she's flying in white, and her lips are so beautiful. Let her, okay? She does what she does. Yeah. Live and let live, remember? Do China and let them. So, but you're able to see those things. Those things are natural, okay? Don't worry about it. But the one thing that is very interesting, extremely useful, is what Jesus asked. The ability to solve problems. For example, what's the point to me? I don't know about you. What's the point in looking at your cousin's house in Australia from here? What does it do for you? Nothing. I would be more interested in knowing, for example, what the super lotto is going to be. Wouldn't you? I would like to know how the stock's going to perform next week. Wouldn't you like to know? Is it going to go up or go down? You can develop this. Now she's interested. Say, I thought that China is like something, stupid and nonsense. No, these people actually develop the skills. And they can do those things. They can see things. They can see things ahead. They can see the future. They see what's going to happen. Okay? And the one thing I want to remind you is don't be greedy for those things. It'll happen naturally. If you're supposed to see what the super lotto is going to be next week, you will. If you are not supposed to see it, you won't. Meaning that you're supposed to be rich next week, okay? You will see it. If you're not supposed to be rich next week, we won't see it, no matter how badly you want. Is that clear? So there's no point in being greedy. You should, instead of being greedy to see those things, you should become a nicer person. That's the foundation for all those good things that happen, is to be a good person, to care, to be honest, straightforward. Huh? That's the foundation, okay? And then one of these days, you'll be faced with a problem that's important to you. Like, should I get married or not? Anyone? Is it for real? Huh? Okay? How about something more practical, like at work? You work on a project, a very important project, and you don't know how to solve this problem you have. Anyone has that problem? You have a difficult student. Huh? Should we spank him? Or starve him to death? What? What's so funny? You don't do that? In Vietnam, we do that. That's why Vietnamese boys are tough. Anyway, so you have these problems that's so important to you, you don't have to solve. Okay, should I buy? Shouldn't I buy? How much should I hold? One more day? Huh? Or not? And you know what? When you have those problems and you cannot decide what to do, you can't make a decision. What you do is that you cross your legs. And when you cross your legs, you know, the mindset is you want to solve that problem. Okay? This problem bothers you. It really bothers you. It has to be reached that state. It has to bother you. You have to become obsessed with it. It really bothers you. You cross your legs. When your mind, you just naturally cross your legs. And as longer you sit, depending on your skill level, it could be very quickly, the mind clears up. That's when you see the solution to that problem of yours so clearly. You know what to do. That's called wisdom. Because that problem really bothers you. It happens to me constantly. Okay? Yeah, I have so many problems. What else is new? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Complain. And they complain about each other. How are you going to fix that problem? Which one should we lose? Huh? And I found myself faced with those situations so often, and you panic, you worry, and really bothers you, and say, why can't I come up with something that would solve this problem, and really bothers you? Okay, bring yourself to that point. This is a tip for you. Bring yourself to that point, and then meditate. And meditate, and meditate, and naturally, the solution will come to you. It comes because your mind clears up. Okay? And if you're skilled enough, You don't even need to meditate. It bothers you, you keep on looking and looking at it, if it bothers you, solution comes so you can be just like that when you're skilled enough. So, absolutely. At your skill level, okay, the major problem, major decision you make should be made only after you meditate. Never without meditation. Just keep thinking, keep researching, keep digging and digging and digging. After you dig enough information, there's no more you can find, then you meditate. And the meditation enables you to coalesce all that information, okay? That's when you find your solution. And that's a skill that Chan people have that gives them an edge over the others. Does that answer your question? Follow-up question?
I was thinking something much more materialistic, like if someone has opened their eyes and then a super lotto number came in, I mean, without this person being greedy and trying to really seeking for it, does that, or other information, like, is that something like this person can use, or this is not a good idea?
It's not really under your control. It's not just you, but another persons as well. Number one, can you open that eye so that you can see? Okay? Number two, does the other person want you to see? You want to see, but the other person says, no, you're not supposed to see, so you can't see. Even if you're able to see, you can't see, because the other person stops you. Number three, the other person also wants to see you to see as well. But guess what? The other person doesn't deserve for you to see. It's a lot of complications. It's not as simple as you think. So it goes into the arena of greed and scheming and all those things. Okay, it's no longer cultivation but scheming. Okay, cultivation is follow the flow of things. Okay, adjust, adapt, make the best of it. Lots of things that we don't understand, way beyond us. So it's better not to be greedy. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. Don't worry about it. Okay? It's no big deal. You don't have wisdom. The money, the cars, the houses, so forth. No big deal. If they come, then use it. They don't come, don't worry about it. Is that along the line what you're looking for? Don't be so greedy. Okay? We try our best. Life is about giving it your all, giving your best, and that's it. Anyone else? Happiness is that way. Happiness is that we give it our all, try our best, and we accept the outcome and learn to live with it. All right, no more questions? Slide 14. This is from the vow. This is prayer from Master YongHua before he explained this Song of Enlightenment, this important work of Chan wisdom. He says, I wish that the Triple Jewel will help me so that I can, the ability to turn the boat of kindness around to rescue my fellow beings. This is their endeavors. This is what the Master YongHua's mission in life. This is why he came to our world, is to be able to rescue his fellow beings. You see, his fellow being is not like I'm doing you a favor. It's you, he, and us are the same. He's not better. We're not better. He may be bigger, but he's not lower than us. He may be shorter than us, but we're the same. We're fellow beings. All right? And he's just saying, he just said here that my purpose in life is to rescue my fellow beings, and my first reaction is, who asked him? Who asked him to rescue? I didn't ask him to rescue me. Did you? Did anyone ask him to rescue him or her? And yet he says, I'm here. I came to this world in order to rescue my fellow beings out of kindness. Okay? He's rescued living beings out of kindness of his heart. So how does it happen? It's not that he says, let me save you. Can I save you? Yes, Orange.
So, like in the case of Guan Yin, it's like we call out to, when we call out, she come to rescue us.
Yeah, the ability for one yin to be able to hear our cries for help, to come and help. So the ability to hear, that's the another spiritual power that you can develop. The spiritual ear, you can hear, okay, when it's directed at you. Okay, you can hear people's cries for help, complaints and suffering and laments and so forth. And then you come and rescue. There's a second set of skills, so you're able to help. Okay, this is what Master YongHua is talking about, the rescue living beings. And so that's what he does. He developed the skills to be able to do that. And that's pretty advanced skills. And out of kindness. So that's his mission in life, is to make himself available to rescue living beings. And yesterday I was talking to someone who told her son-in-law, he says, this Master YongHua, he can make water come out of the wall or come out of the rocks. And the guy, being a scientist, he says, I don't believe it. You think I would believe it? He makes it happen in front of my eyes. Not because you tell me to, beloved mother-in-law. I just added that. Okay. And she said, but this lady is very, very sharp. She says, okay, so she ignored it. She didn't get offended at all. But the guy being a young guy and gung-ho and being scientist and everything, he says, oh, I adore you, I respect you, I have tremendous respect for you, but I don't believe that someone can make water come out of a rock or can fly. And then she told me when I heard that, I chuckled and I said, he's Master YongHua, why would he need to prove anything to you? But she didn't say anything. But the point here is that, I forgot to tell her. The point here is that you don't want to talk to people. You don't want to tell people about these things unless they ask for it. He told him, she told him prematurely. The point here is that, who asked you? Who asked Master YongHua to help? Who asked her to tell him about these strange things? Okay? These beings, going back to the point, these beings, they will not help you unless you ask for their help. This is very key in this rule of thumb here. After you develop the ability to help, okay, you wait for people to ask for it. Similarly, if you know, okay, if you can help, you still have to wait for them to ask for it. You cannot force yourself into other people's lives. You just sit there and hope that, oh, I hope that my student will text me or call me and ask me for advice. Because until then, I have no right to intrude. You know what I'm talking about? You can lose your job. You do that, right? Same thing. These bodhisattvas, they have to wait until you ask for it. They cannot do anything until you ask for it. You ask for help. So he's rescues fellow beings here when they ask for help. Exactly. And he's willing to do it out of kindness. There's also another concept here. Turn the boat around. He goes the reverse direction. What does it mean? These are very beautiful, quintessential Mahayana concepts that few people understand. What is he doing reversing the boat around? Go ahead, Vicky Sistorina.
Thank you, Master. Well, to turn a boat around is that then you're fighting against the current, right?
Okay.
It would be
very
really
good.
difficult.
What else? What's this boat? Does anybody? What boat? My first question is that speedboat? Speedboat? Huh? A yacht? Rowboat? Kayak?
I think it's the boat to the shore, the other side of the shore, the river, and then turning back is kind of like she's already there and she's coming back to take us go along.
Okay, we still haven't answered my question. Fundamentally, when you see a yacht, what's your first question? What kind is it? Yes? Number two, what's the second question? Soju, what's the second question when you see a yacht? I see how the Koreans, how much is it, she says.
Where is going?
So worldly.
Where is going?
Huh?
Where is going?
The Chinese want to know where it's going. Where is it safe for me to
who is on
those
it?
Russian oligarchs?
Who is on it?
Where is it going? Huh? Way Mountain. What is your question?
Waymount.
Okay, remember, when you see a boat, what is the second question you should have? You guys are really, I don't know what's wrong with you Northerners. First question is, huh?
I always ask how many feet, but
Yeah, how many feet? Yeah, what kind? Huh? Way Mountain.
The question would be, who owns it?
You see, we Southern Californians are very practical. Who's it? Who's it? Her? Really? No way.
So it's related
Yeah,
to
who owns it?
if you're
That's my first
crossing
question.
over.
Yeah, this boat of kindness, Brady, who owns it? Don't you wonder?
Yes, of course. That's the question.
Whose boat is it? Whose is it? I'd like to know.
Well, in this case, it was spoken by the patriarch, correct?
You tell me. Whose is it?
So if the patriarch crossed over, the act of ultimate kindness he is going to return and bring as many people as he can back with him.
Okay, so are you saying then Brady is at his boat?
No, not. I would so wish, but no.
No? Whose boat is it?
it's-
You still haven't answered. Huh?
It's the person that has discovered enlightenment.
Whose? Come on, don't beat around the bush. Whose is it?
The seventh patriarch?
Seven patriarch. Nah. Okay. Anyone else? Who do you think it is? Whose boat is it? Whose boat? Yes, in. Congratulations, right? I mean, it's finally consummated, the marriage. Yeah, she recently got married last weekend, yes? Yay! Congratulations. All right. You don't look any different, though,
Hello, Master.
except a little bit happier.
Is it? Is it our own boat of kindness?
Our own boat?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you own a boat?
Maybe we all have our own. I don't know.
I don't have any boat, I'm sorry. I wish I had one, but one of my disciples said, Master, I have a sailboat. Would you like to have a ride? I said, can I? Can I? I said, yeah. Anytime you want. And I said, nah, I get seasick. Thank you. Okay, so whose boat is it? The boat of kindness. Yes, old monk. Green, yellow, blue, something. Green. Hmm? Okay, orange. So busy back
Như là
there.
Phật, con nghĩ cái này là cái lời nguyện của Hòa thượng, tại vì cái mấy cái mấy cái tấm trước á, Hòa thượng nói là tuyên hóa thanh tịnh thân khẩu ý. Rồi ngài nguyện vậy, rồi ngài nói đảo giá từ hàng cứu đồng luân. Rồi ngài trở lại, ngài thay vì đi luôn như mấy người A La Hán thì ngài nhập đời trở lại để ngài cứu chúng sanh. Thì cái thiền từ này là của ngài.
Translation.
This is Master YongHua's own boat. This is his vow. Actually, the boat is his vow because earlier on the other slide we see that Master YongHua make a vow that he purify his body, his mouth, his mind, and then he will return his life, and then he will instead of not like all of the other arhat, he want to return to come back to rescue being.
Okay, yes, you have a question here.
Tôi nghĩ rằng cái thuyền này á, nó không có, nó phát xuất từ trí huệ của Ngài, tùy theo phương tiện mà độ chúng sanh, cho nên là nó cũng là vô tướng, nó không của ai hết.
Yeah. So they said, go ahead, translation, sorry.
Sure, I think like this boat arises from his wisdom, so he will use the expedient to rescue beings. So this boat is like has no mark.
Okay, it's this boat. Okay, let's simplify it. It's lunchtime. Okay, let's wrap it up. Okay, okay, enough is enough. His boat. But think about it. Doesn't it bother you that he has a boat? I know you know, yeah, he has a boat to save people. So he's riding a boat. How did it happen? I have no boat. That's all. That's what bothers me. What boat? How do I get one? Am I supposed to get one? Hint, hint. That's all I wanted to stress to you. Kindness, who cares? Okay. Got that? Is it funny? The funny thing to me is that eventually these poor monk like him would end up having a boat. Huh? Isn't that cool? And it's necessary, by the way, people. We need boats. Thank you, everyone. Let's go have lunch.